guys, it's your old man here, back with another video. In this video I have selected 3 games that I want to talk through them and tell you guys why I went for the cards that I went for and the reason behind my selection. You will notice that I won these games at selection and I completely destroyed my opponents before the game even starts. So hopefully you guys learn a thing or two, and this could be very useful for a lot of people. So without further ado guys, let's get to the video. Okay guys, so for the first game here, you notice that all the splinters are open. Every single splinter is available in play. However, when you see this, you want to look at the rule sets. In this case, the rule set is there's no armor, you can't get any armor, and melee monsters cannot be used in the game. What did I go for? So after looking at the rule set guys, I noticed that this game is gonna be magic heavy and probably a lot of ranged as well. So what do you want to do? Do you want to be aggressive or do you want to be defensive? Being aggressive most likely will lose you the game. Why? Because you don't have a proper tank, and this will let the enemy, if he has more healing and more damage, win at the end, because it's just gonna be either 50-50 and most likely you might lose, or you want to choose the defensive play and then you would have a higher chance of winning the game. So what did I do here guys? As you notice, we both went the same monster as the first position, which has spell reflect. So he also predicted that I'm gonna go magic heavy, which I did. However, the thing I did better than him in this game was actually I had a secondary tank, which he did not. My secondary tank is actually Lobster because it has shield, but he did not have a secondary tank. If he'd played anything that has void, he would have won. If he's committed to playing the Bortus here, well then he should have at least used void, because you don't want to half commit to something. If you are committing to something, you have to fully ride the bus. You don't just go 50-50, right? That's what he did here. So I committed to playing defensive, but he did not, which costed him the game at the end. As you guys will notice in this game right here, that sure, I didn't have the damage, however I had the defense. Sure, he chewed through my first tank, but this is okay. I had a secondary tank which also mitigated a lot of damage. As you can see, my Lobster is gonna live through a lot of things, and my monsters that even have lower magic damage because of Bortus actually will just win the game from here, because he just didn't commit. But I did. I played the defensive game and eventually I won very easy, even though he healed like 3 times during this game. So that's how you think guys. If you face these kind of games, you have to really think. At first you need to look at the splinters that are open, which I will show you in the next games. But in this case every splinter was open, so you'd have to look for opportunities and plays that you can make using the rule sets. So for this second game over here guys, what was open? You notice that there's water, there's death, and there's dragons open. So let's think. First, you'd have to look at the splinters, and then you'd look at the rule set. Over here, we notice 3 splinters are open, and this was a game in a tournament that did not allow legendaries, even though the rule set is there's only common and rare. So what do we do here guys? What I did is actually analyze the splinters. what's the best splinter in these three splinters that have the highest win rate? Well, it's water, and water is definitely better than death and dragons, especially dragons in no legendary game. And this rule set accommodates going death or water, but water is definitely stronger. So again, what did I do? Do I really want to play the 50-50 game and like flip a coin and see who wins? Or do I want to be smarter than my opponent and actually counter what he's gonna do? You guys have to know. I did not know what he's like. You submit the team, join the game, and then you see the enemy's picks. I did not know what he's gonna do, but I predicted it and analyzed my options before I go for this. I noticed that of course he's gonna go for the water because water is the strongest one of the options over here. So what do I want to do? Since I don't want to play the 50-50 game, I actually want to counter him. And what did I do? I just literally won the game because of going for the ouster. Even though death is pretty bad in this rule set, but I knew I'm gonna win the game because of the ouster. He's literally gonna destroy himself before doing anything. So one point over here, guys, if you're if you're committing to the ouster, make sure to also put a void as well as a tank. Don't put something else, you have to put the void. If you're committing to him and expecting him to go water, why not go void? It's gonna help you a lot, as you will see in this game as well. So let's watch this game real quick and you guys can see how I literally won the game because of this ouster. I outplayed him and I countered everything that he did just by playing that. And see how my tank is living through everything, and then he's just literally killing himself because of the big outplay. You play smart, don't play 50-50. Give yourself the highest edge so you can win more games. So I kept the best for the last, guys. You guys know me, I'm in love with the live splinter and it's definitely my best splinter that I really enjoy playing. So as I've said in the previous two examples, we're gonna firstly look at what splinters are open, and then we're gonna look at the rule sets. First, what splinters are open? There's life, there's death, and there's earth. Okay, so now we're gonna have a look at the rule sets. We see super sneak. It is definitely an automatic my lord here without thinking, right? Because life and death has a lot of melee, and if you have my lord, that's auto win right there. So what I would do, I would definitely either go my lord here, but I didn't because I did not want to play the 50-50 game again, guys. So you have to think one step ahead of your opponent. Do you want to go Mylor against Mylor and have the same monsters, and then you just have to pray and then hope you're gonna win the 50-50 game? Or do you want to play smarter than your opponent and actually win the game, and or at least have a higher chance of winning the game, right? So what did I do here, guys? Well, you noticed my main damage dealers are actually ranged. None of them is melee. So, and also I did not go for magic because I know if he's gonna go Mylor, he's definitely gonna go with the Unicorn Mustang because it's an awesome tank and it has void. That would have wrecked me a lot if I went for magic damage, and probably would have wasted a lot of time trying to get through him. So I definitely went for the ranged monsters. So at the next rule set is there's no healing. So how can I keep my tank alive? My tank is melee, he's gonna hit, and I don't really want him to get to my ranged minions. I made sure I used taunt because these are gonna win me the game. I don't want him to reach them, and since there's sneaks and he might play some melees, they're gonna have sneak as well, and then they're gonna chew through my back line before I could even say a word or do something, right? So I made sure I have a taunt here to eat as much sneak attack from melees as possible. But since there's no healing, I pivoted. Well, armor repair is definitely amazing, and it works like healing. It is healing. It repairs armor, it saves your health. So it is just another way of saying healing, right? So what did I choose? I went for the armor smith. Sure, he's gonna attack and he's melee, but he's not my concern. If he can at least repair twice, that would be perfect, because I don't really care about these monsters. They're just here to help me survive a little bit longer, so my ranged attackers that have snipes would finish the game, right? So that's what I did. Plus, I went with the Lorna because since I am playing two melees with 2 and 1 health that are gonna die super fast, I'd rather give them at least 2 turns for them to survive, because if they hit the first time, they're gonna take 2 damage, but that 2 damage is gonna get mitigated by the divine shield, and then they're gonna have another round to play. So as you guys will see here, how I literally just won the game because of this armor repair and having a bunch of ranged attackers, and because I expected him to go my lore and I refused to do the same because again I don't really want to play the 50-50 game. And now, as you guys will notice, that my silver shield bard did a lot of work as well. What he did is remove the halving. Like the halving hit my tank, and the silver shield bard actually removed the halving, which allowed my tank to throw in like an extra attack, and that helped me a little bit here. But nonetheless, that was a super easy game, and I definitely outplayed him here because again, you don't really want to play the 50-50 game. Always try to find these small windows of opportunities to get the upper hand on your opponents so you can have a higher chance of winning the game. Good luck, guys. That was the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and have a wonderful day, and see you in the next one.